The Hopi art is very spiritually entwined. It's very, very religiously based. So we cannot just take it for granted. So this is our deep-rooted nature. These are the prayer leaders, and they're all in a prayer session for the life. Corn is our life, for the rain, because we need rain out here. It's very traditional. My uncles, my forefathers, they say, this is the way it's done. Keep it up. Teach your younger ones so that they will carry this on forward. When you have that art in your hands, the talent in your hands, that will always carry forward.
At Hopi, pottery has always been made by the women. Dextra carries on this ancient tradition.
I always felt that everything is alive, and the first thing you wake up, the first thing you feel is life, because everything, is there in the morning. And there's the feeling that's going into this pot, the strength of that light and the life. You have to pray, I guess that's what you call praying. You talk to it. I do a lot of early walks and just go out there and sit and look around. You have just a real good feeling, Even all those rocks, there's a lot of rocks out there. They all seem to be in their own places, and you just really sense a lot of things out there. And it does a lot of good for me. Feel good, when you get back, do your work again.
Nampeo, Dextra's great-grandmother, revived an ancient style of Hopi pottery at the turn of the century. Inspired by pottery shards from an archaeological excavation, she passed this style down to her daughters and granddaughters.
My mother, she's a potter. I asked her if she could let me design her pot. She said, well, yeah, you can paint my pot. I went ahead and designed it for her. I guess I did pretty good. It just passed on. When I started doing my own, it was kind of hard because I couldn't do what I want to. My mother had set her mind on carrying the tradition. She felt that I shouldn't get away from it. But there was something lacking to me. I wasn't getting anything out of it. I didn't feel anything. I was just weighted down. So I went ahead and did my own ideas and my pots. And it's mostly by what I feel. It's mostly by having dreams. Most of it is shown to me. There's good dreams. There's times that I see the design that I'm supposed to have put on that pot and didn't do it, and it'll just linger, it'll just keep around me all the time until I decide to put it on, and I finally, well, I guess it's time for me to put it on, so I I go ahead and design it, you know. Then it just sort of draws away from me. I don't think about it anymore. I was trying to make a pattern, trying to get the people together somehow. I have all these patterns with all different pottery shards. That's how we are right now. We're all broken up. But you know, when we get together, we're all one, really. To me, everything's alive. Has their own spirit, and just being thankful for what you can do, what you can see, and what you can hear and smell, and everything that has to do with feeling goes into the pot.
Dextra's pot tells the story of her people's emergence from a former world. On either side of the opening, hands emerge at the rim, where they become wings to soar above. Like a womb, the pot protects and holds the precious blue seeds. Only women may care for the seeds. In Hopi's song, one word, poshumi, links both corn seeds and young women who can bear children. At Hopi, children are born into the mother's clan, and land use, the house, and the clan history pass through her line. The clan is a large, collaborative network of families of maternal aunts and uncles who teach and discipline the child through every phase of its life.
Look at the nice one.
The Hopi world is a world where cooperation is very important for survival as against competition. People need each other.
They put in your plate?
Yeah, put it in my plate.
Yeah.
Traditionally speaking, in Hopi, you don't have formal training of young people. They are respected as human beings who come to realize their own potential in their own time. Hopi culture teaches us cooperation without submission.
These are minis. We're building houses for the dolls to live in. The family will be the father, and then the mother, and then the children. 3 children and the grandmother, so she can help take care of the children.
The game of bone dolls, taught by the grandmother, is a map of the child's life. Women's traditional roles and skills are still passed down face to face from mother to daughter.
When the new day comes, each person has his duties, and the mother assigns the daughters to do something. And if the father has sons, he will give them jobs, you know. We'll call these the grinding stones here. You should start right now, so we will have plenty of time to grind a lot of corn. It's a girls' game. Of course, it gets so interesting that sometimes boys come around and watch, you know.
Hopi children have always learned by seeing, doing, and cooperating. In 1906, a new kind of learning came to the Mesas when the United States Army forcibly took the children of Third Mesa to school at Keams Canyon. It was a severe threat to all Hopi values.
The Army, they came, they surrounded the camp, you know, before dawn while it was dark, so nobody would get out, you know. And then they gathered up all the school-age children, you know, and they took us to Keams Canyon. It was a long journey, and we got there at night, you know, and one thing I remember clearly was that about the electric lights, they had electric lights at that time, you know, and it was something wonderful to see. We came in the dark, and there were lights all along the streets, you know. Of course, none of us knew a word about English then, you know. Nobody out here talked English at all at that time, and it was just new, and they expect us to talk English, so they would punish you if they heard you talking. So we just didn't talk. I like to learn. I mean, I'm very ambitious, you know. I like to try something, you know, new. So when I got over my homesickness, I was really ready to learn. And so I learned pretty fast. And we had by that time learned to read simple books. And what we read in the book, we talk about it, you know, and we make believe that we were Anglo women with children. So her name was Mrs. Judson, and mine was Mrs. Holmes, and we'd visit together and talk English, practicing, and then we'd write notes, letters to each other. And one day I wrote a letter to her again, you know, making believe that I'm Mrs. Holmes, that my daughter was of age to have a debut. I mean, you know, we learned this from books, you know.
Federal government policy in educating Hopi children was to assimilate them. Today, Hopi children still attend government schools in order to learn the ways of the English-speaking world. But traditional ways of passing on Hopi values have proven resilient.
We have encountered a lot of difficulties and a lot of new changes, and the ways today that we live is pretty fast for us. Going by us 90 miles an hour, and Hopi is still trying to go at snail's pace. So we're just moving slow, make sure we look at things good, and then make sure we study them good, and then through our experiences, you know, we learn. And then these things that come by us 90 miles an hour will sure make its round again. And then we'll get to see it again. And by then we'll have a good idea of how to handle this, how to cope with it, how to live with it.
Đoàn cặp bài tức sửa tao nó cái vừa ba sẽ chưa yang chưa mày sửa kìa và vừa bà nó về
Today, Hopi children feel the pressures of the non-Indian world because they realize that they have to make it. But I think that many Hopi children have an advantage in coping with the pressures of the Western world because they have been exposed to a lot of the messages coming from ritual and participation in Hopi life. Clowning is a way of educating ourselves. Tsikulawa in Hopi means making a point, as well as clowning. You can have a very serious religious feeling in your heart that somehow mixes well with a heart that is open to laughter. The clown chief causes all of his clown followers to come over the housetop and give a clown call. When they announce themselves, of course, and they work out a way to get down to the ground level where the Kachinas are dancing. How they choose to go down there usually works out as the most difficult way to do it. Clowns never seem to find an easier way. There's a saying that men who live their daily lives as though they were very serious and very dignified make the best clowns because they suddenly discover themselves when they get out to the plaza. When the clowns who are us come out of the kiva, their words are, if but one person smile, let that smile bring all of the good things of life for us. The rain, prosperity, long life, the fulfillment for each person. So a smile is sacred.
Well, you being old, it's natural for me to be old-fashioned. So that's my trend of thinking. I think life would be better if the Hopis would remember those teachings and live them the way they should be lived. When the sweet corn is ready to bake, then they invite all the friends, and a man who keeps up the fire stays there all day long keeping up the fire, you know.
The sweet corn is baked by its own steam in a pit. 2 ears, representing mother and father corn, are wrapped in wild herbs and offered to the spirits of the 6 directions. The first ear is thrown into the bottom of the pit, and the corn is heaped upon it.
Okay. Oui. Take it.
And early in the morning, the same one who was keeping the fire, he'll go early and open it up, and then he'll invite all the spirits to come and eat first in a loud voice. The spirits from the east come and partake of this corn. That's what he says.
One of the prayers in Hopi, especially in this world which is now so harsh, has the new dawn as its symbol. Take the breath of the new dawn and make it a part of you, because it is pure and full of strength.
And then he stays there and lets the steam come out to cool it off. And then they take it out and then husk it.
This first ear of corn, the father corn, is eaten by all who are there.
And it's just very sweet. It's nice, really.
Wherever there is mist, steam, moisture, breath, there is life, and the kachinas are present.
It's one of those things that wrap.
Now, Hopi believe if you want to teach a person the history or the song that is deeply connected to our history, you feed them corn. You're planting this history into this person. You're planting your song into this person. That way, that history will grow inside him. Planting is really a life of Hopi.
The corn stalks are just the form, katungwa. And katungwa is also the name for your body. When you die, your spirit leaves the body. What's left is katungwa. That's the thing of this earth. It stays right here and becomes a part of this earth. The Hopi belief is that life goes on, that we go through a life cycle and make a transition into the next life. We're looking with hope to the next world. If you're faithful, you don't just sit back and say, I'm faithful. You are going to have to show industry, generosity, and happiness, and hope. And how do you manifest these things? but that you go out there and you put the seed in the ground because you've got faith that it will endure.
In a remote time, Spider Grandmother spun a web. She breathed and spun and sang and thought the world into existence. She was a storyteller.